Hello everyone, welcome to the Belt and Road face-to-face.
When we talk about the economy of a country, what are the three factors that really matter the most? Number one is the labor, and number two is the infrastructure.
And also, MLI will also update the track, the foundation, the earthwork of railway. So this is also very significant.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Belt and Road face-to-face. Our program is co-produced by China Economic Net and VSHnews Television. I'm Wang Xiaotong from China Economic Net. Today I'm pleased to be joined in our studio by Zhou Rong, Senior Research Fellow at Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies of University of China. And we also have Kamran Russell from Pakistan, who is Quality Manager at Volkswagen Group China. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's enter the first part, hotspot. Prime Minister Imran Khan has said that CPEC's Mainline 1 project is set to ship road networks against the seaports of Pakistan and expedite exports by reducing the time of delivery, while the speedy delivery of exports to international markets will translate into revenue generation for Pakistan. Chairing the project's project survey session in the federal capital on Monday, the Premier expressed satisfaction on the progress made so far. The PM was briefed at length about the project by the Ministry of Railways and CPEC Authority Chairman, among other authorities concerned, while Federal Railways Minister Azam and Swati expanded on the integration plan of ML1. The Premier said that the ML1 project will lay the foundation of an industry that will guarantee prosperity for Pakistan and employment, adding that it is by far the costliest project of CPEC. How will the project affect people's livelihood?
I think the very important thing is that the travel time is much shorter. From Karachi to Lahore will only take 7 hours. Pakistan only have the 800,000 square kilometers, just like slightly larger than Qinghai province. Smaller country, I think before that the speed of the train is very low. It's about 40 to 60 kilometer per hour. Another thing is will create 150,000 jobs, new jobs, elevate the burden of unemployment. And not only that, but also that the cost of the production may also reduce because of transportation's speed up, you see.
Mr. Russell, in your point of view, what impact will the ML1 project have on the economic development and trade cooperation between Pakistan and the neighboring countries?
ML1 will not only improve Pakistan's GDP, but it will also, and I'm not only talking about the ML1 here, also the CPEC, because ML1 is just like part of the growth with the CPEC. So it will not only improve the GDP of the country, but also it will open up more, open up more opportunities for the neighboring countries of Pakistan, such as Afghanistan and the Middle East. It will benefit all the other countries which are in the neighborhood of Pakistan, because of the speed of the shipment and the delivery will be improved, which will impact many other industries that are dependent on the speed or the logistics improvement, such as agriculture and so on. And that is one factor. Another factor is that, for when we talk about the economy of a country, what are the three factors that really matter the most? Number one is the labor, and number two is the infrastructure. Basically, so labor and infrastructure, if they improve, then eventually you have more innovation. So the number three is technology. So every country depends on these three factors when it comes to the economic development. So when we have this ML1, it is like an upgrade of the infrastructure, and it brings more opportunities for the laborers, and then it also improves the tech in a way that the speed of delivery of the products or the produce of agriculture or any other industries can also benefit from it. So as a whole, there will be a very good positive impact of this development.
Yeah.
Yes.
Theoretically, people like to say, of course, I agree to Mr. Kamra's idea. Theoretically, people like to say that is Pakistan should be the corridor between the Central Asia and the South Asia. But if there's a lot of countries like Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, they are landlocked country, which they do not have any sea route. And if right now the realization of Pakistan's MLI may encourage this kind of integration between Central Asia and South Asia. And also MLI will also update the track, the foundation, the earthwork of railway. So this is also very significant. A lot of earthwork we can just trace back about 150 years ago when the British colonies, the time you see. Right now, everything should be changed. Not only change the just what we say, just do some innovation, just speed up the trains. Pick up the train speed, but also just update the whole infrastructure foundation of the track and the earthwork, you see. So that is very significant. And the neighboring country may not only see Pakistan just say some slogan, but also very concrete, solid work has been done very successfully.
Yes. Mr. Russell, how will the ML1 upgrading influence the development of Pakistan's logistic industry?
I think with this ML1 development, and basically it will add to the Pakistani infrastructure, right? And infrastructure is the backbone of any country. So when the backbone gets stronger, that means there are now possibilities of integrations to this backbone with the connecting different hubs or different industries via road network. So there will be more and more roads I can see as a possibility of development to have the access to these stations of the ML1. So the places where there are no roads, there will be more roads in the near future. That is one possibility of development. And with this, then we can see that there will be a network of infrastructure development around the ML1 radius, covering the entire region that ML1 passes through, and which will bring more opportunities for the local communities there, and they will have more chance and opportunity to integrate with these networks. So it will create more jobs, definitely, and will also create more business opportunities for the country.
Yes, Ms. Zhou, so in order to accelerate the logistic industry's development in Pakistan, besides improving the transportation infrastructure, what else can Pakistan do?
I think Pakistan need to just update their logistic work, especially their professional people. The lack of the professional people. First, something about signal. They do not. A lot of people don't. Labor workers have no idea about the signal updating, and also have to use some what we say the online, the computers, the IT, the technology to update the current system. A lot of things need to be changed. Yes, they need some re-education, they need some on-the-job training.
It is like a gold mine for the EV manufacturers that they can come and start mining.
Yes, that's a problem because of low speed, because Pakistan people may not get used to that, you see.
This policy is like very open-ended. It's just an invitation.
I think that will discourage some of the Azam industry who just import some parts from Japan and Korea.
You are watching the Belt and Road face-to-face. Let's enter the second part figure. The Federal Cabinet recently approved the new electric vehicle policy for four-wheelers. According to the new EV policy, additional customs duty ACD, as well as additional sales tax AST on the import of EV cars will now be removed. Under the new policy, EV-specific parts in completely knocked down CKD would attract only 1% custom duty with neither additional customs duty, regulatory duty, nor value-added tax, while imported completely built units (CBUs) would be made at 25% custom duty with a zero ACD or RD. The government also waived the registration and annual renewal fee of EVs for the ICT sector. There will be only 1% sales tax for locally made EVs up to 50 kilowatt-hours and light commercial vehicles up to 150 kilowatt-hours. The duty on imported charging equipment has now been capped at 1%, while the federal excise duty (FED) already does not apply to EVs. Per the new policy, import of plant and machinery for manufacturing of EVs will not be free of duties. What are the main purposes of this new policy, and what will it bring to the EVs development?
Okay, I think it is a very clear, indirect message to the EV electric vehicle manufacturers that they are most welcome to come and invest in Pakistan to manufacture their EVs. Because I didn't have the chance to read the concept paper behind this announcement of the Ministry of Industries, but looking at this policy change, it is very easy to understand that it is like a gold mine for the EV manufacturers, that they can come and start mining. Why I'm using this terminology as the gold mine is because when you have access to gold mine, then you are getting gold like profits every day on daily basis. So this gives a very good opportunity for the EV manufacturers to come and start building their vehicles in Pakistan. Another thing is that there is a big price difference between the FBUs or CBU, like fully built unit or completely built unit, which is imported car coming from outside of any country to the country that is imported into, and the CKD. So we know that the fully built unit has a lot of taxes on it, and the prices are way up high. So given that factor, it is in good favor of any country that has has the potential to offer this kind of opportunity that Pakistan is offering to the EV manufacturers. It is in complete win-win offering. It is a complete win-win offering for the company that will come to Pakistan and start building their electric vehicles in Pakistan, and it's also good for Pakistan as well.
And I'd like to just add some points. That is Pakistani government's concept of increasing foreign investment is changing. First, let's clean investment. What I say that is any enterprises who would like to come to Pakistan would be counter polluted one rather than polluted friendly one. And this is the big change. I think that's 10 and 20 years ago, the more investment, no matter who they are, now what they are, the better. That was that idea of Pakistan. Right now they change a lot. And secondly, that will also relax the burden of Pakistan's what we see polluted energy consumption. We all know that is right now the 90.9% the vehicle in Pakistan should be the polluted one. They just consume a lot of energy and also just release a lot of polluted air. But for EV, everything may change. Yes, there's a problem because of low speed, because Pakistan people may not get used to that, you see. But that's a tendency, that's a trend. So people may follow that. And also, because of that policy, the foreign enterprises, especially updated foreign enterprises who have the intention of investment in Pakistan, may enjoy that policy. I think that will discourage some of the Azam industry who just import some parts from Japan and Korea. And in the future, the auto industry in Pakistan may also change the pattern rather than traditional one. So this is a very, very positive, encouraging news for not only for Pakistani people, but also for all the foreign investors, including China.
How will the import policy of the CPEC affect the prices of the domestic and imported EVs? And what message does it send to the overseas auto manufacturers?
First of all, it gives the auto manufacturers an opportunity to consider two ways of business operations in Pakistan and even beyond. Number one is that they could enjoy the opportunity to build a complete car or electric bike or the electric rickshaws in Pakistan based on the Pakistani dynamics in the market. And or they could just provide the components and be part of the whole automotive industry in Pakistan. So this policy is like very open-ended. It's just an invitation. I think at this point, the most important question that would be in the minds of the EV manufacturer companies would be that how Pakistan is going to tackle the need or requirements for the extra electricity that would be needed. And I think Pakistan is already working on it. Because definitely the ability to have this electricity available or the charging stations and the infrastructure availability is the prerequisite for having the EV cars rolled out into the market. Mm-hmm. But definitely this is a very good move and we are very excited about it. It's the first very good step towards automotive industry development in Pakistan.
Mm-hmm. And how do Pakistani people like the EV cars? The electric vehicles?
I think in Pakistan, the electric bikes have already been introduced from China. We have, bikes that are coming in with the battery that can be charged and used. As of now, more than 90%, just a rough number, is that currently majority of the cars or the vehicles are either on just the regular petrol or the diesel or the CNG gas. Just to understand how the Pakistani public will welcome it, we have to look outside of Pakistan how the different countries have embraced the electrification of the cars. Mm-hmm. I can tell you based on my personal experience, and I'm also in the automotive industry and I love cars. I enjoy going on really long drives in any part of the world wherever I go to. So I was in love with the gasoline cars because you can hear the sound of the car and power. So if you go on a dirt road or in a mountainous region, you can enjoy riding a pickup truck and so on. But when I tried different car models from different EV car companies, I can tell you that this is really a game changer. It improves the performance of the car. The electrification of the car, it improves the performance of the car. It also brings about the new surrounding technologies, which means the connectivity of the car. Mm-hmm. So it connects your car to the government servers, making it more secure. Mm-hmm. So I see that the future is EV because it also reduces the carbon footprint, and Pakistan mm-hmm. is the one of those countries that are very excited about reducing the carbon footprint and playing a very important role. Our Prime Minister's aim and fulfillment of planting the billion trees mm-hmm. is an evidence of this. That Pakistan is standing out as one of those countries which having less and less carbon footprint as we move ahead. And this policy is also an indication of that we will be one of the leading countries in the near future in reducing the carbon footprint significantly globally. So Pakistan also has its own local flavors that are unknown to the world. And just to make it known, we don't have to go into any direction of inventing something new, but we can just amplify it and let it be known.
People does not have the sense in Pakistan make our festival more profitable.
Basically, tourism is a testing tool for the economic development.
But right now, that kind of tourist resources has not tapped enough.
You are watching the Belt and Road face-to-face. Let's enter the third part, culture. China's ice city Harbin has been again transformed into a carnival town with fantastic ice and snow scenes, with the opening of the Harbin Ice Snow World to the public in the capital city of China's northmost Heilongjiang province recently. Established in 1999, the seasonal theme park is a must-see during the annual Harbin International Ice and Snow Festival, the world's biggest snow and ice festival. Since the beginning of winter, all provinces in northern China are restarting their own tourism feast, hoping to develop ice and snow economy as well as winter tourism industry. The rise of winter festivals and ice sculpture festivals has trained many local young people to become ice sculpture craftsmen. It has also created tons of business opportunities for local farmers, as they are now entering the catering and hotel business. Does Pakistan have similar seasonal events?
Pakistan have many different ethnic groups and also variations of local cultures situated all across Pakistan. The local events have the potential to attract the tourism, and so Pakistan definitely has a lot of different, the local festivities and local cultures and dances and the special food and the special hotspots for the tourism that can be built around it. Northern part of Pakistan, like Swat Valley, Kalam, and also, if you go beyond that, like Gilgit-Baltistan and so on. But I wouldn't say that, like we go towards trying to build something that is not part of the culture of the local places. Why not we look at it at an angle, from an angle that, built around what is part of the culture there, and attract the tourism over there. Definitely, I understand your question is coming from basically the winter festive or the winter the event that takes place every year in Harbin, which is actually, if you go back to the history, it was a local event, but then it attracted the global tourism around it, right? So Pakistan also has its own local flavors that are unknown to the world. And just to make it known, we don't have to go into any direction of inventing something new, but we can just amplify it and let it be known.
So what I think here is Pakistan has a lot of local festival, which we need to say the festival need to be profitable. Festival in Harbin in Heilongjiang province at the beginning is only domestic one, later develop into international one, and even become a very big opportunity for the investors, for the runner to just to make some profit through the festival. So for Pakistan, so right now we all know there's a Hongchilap Park, close to the Pakistan-Chinese border, which can be, explored into international mountain climbing or some long walking, jogging activities. But right now, that kind of tourist resources has not tapped enough. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. As a Chinese, if you go to Pakistan in winter, what kind of tourism experience excites you the most?
Yeah, I have been to Hongza. Hongza is close to Chinese border, which we all know there's a Balochinewschannel language or something like the Kashmir and the Hongza people, a lot of people. Okay, that is a very primitive culture, which attract me a lot. But usually people don't go there because most of Pakistani people living in the subtropical season area rather than the cold area. So I think that can be explored in the future.
Mr. just mentioned that tourism is an effective incentive for the economic development. So how can CPEC better serve Pakistan's tourism development?
I totally agreed on this, that CPEC plays a very important role in this. But let me connect the dots. If you look at the map of the CPEC, it goes through one end of Pakistan to the another end of Pakistan. So just by looking at the map of CPEC, you can see there is a lot going on within the CPEC coverage of projects. Now, the another dot is that tourism, basically tourism is a testing tool for the economic development locally first. So CPEC first result will be that there is a lot of Pakistanis that are living in Sindh but have never had the opportunity to go to the northern part of the world, of Pakistan. Their life is entirely limited in the southern part or the part that is closest to the sea. So the first thing that will happen is like that the people of Pakistan, they will have a local awareness of the seasonal events, and when that happens, then is the time when I will be very sure that it's now the tourism is going to explode from the local to the international level, because it has to go through this kind of development phase. Investing too much and expecting good results from the tourism may not be a wonderful idea at this point right now, except for the part that Professor Joe has mentioned, which is the northern part of Pakistan. There should be more promotions for that area, because it is like really like a paradise on earth. Start to invest or promote more that area would make sense, but all the local seasonal events are still unknown, or I wouldn't say unknown, because TV or internet definitely reaches everywhere. But looking at the CPEC map and its coverage, it will first boost the local travel and tourism, and when it starts to happen more and more, then is the time when we will have already have an infrastructure existing and a business model existing completely around to integrate and welcome the local tourism, and from that point on we can see that it is going to boom, the tourism industry. One last thing, just to make more awareness, if there are any Chinese audience for this.
Please.
Yes.
Or also the international audience. I would say that Pakistan is one of those countries, and I don't know if there are other countries like that. Maybe China is also one of those countries that is very big in size and have a lot of wonders in China. But Pakistan is unique because it's not relatively as big as other bigger countries, right? It's small in size and in its expansion and geography, but it's very gifted that anything that exists in this world, for example, desert or oceans or high mountains, all 4 seasons, and the seasons is not like like a very short season. You will see wonderful summer and autumn, like really in autumn for 2-3 months, and winter and spring. So all of these seasons have their own beauty and own flavor. So if you go to Swat in summer, you will experience a Swat in summer. If you go in autumn, you will experience the Swat in autumn, and if you go in winter, it will be a Swat in winter. Totally different from the previous season. And if you go in spring, it will be an entirely different place that you will not be able to differentiate or recognize. I mean, you will definitely see there are big differences. So Pakistan has all 4 seasons, and all of its locations are, very rich in the nature's gifted beauty that is waiting to be explored.
Thank you for watching the Belt and Road Face to Face, and thank you too for coming to our show today. See you next time.